Hello! Yet another chilly day. It's like 10 degrees below zero, so really cold. My nose is probably quite red. Anyway, today I want to talk about the costs involved in doing your first Ironman. Or the essential stuff you need to be comfortably do your first Ironman, at least, because there is no upper limit when it comes to gear, especially for bikes. But I will need to do that when I have my spreadsheet in front of me, so when I'm back at the office or at my desk. And also, sorry for the huffing and puffing, I'm walking up hills. Yeah, and since I'm learning about the YouTubing, video making, this is my first time when I will try to organize the text, or like a good way of showing slides in the videos. I haven't done that yet, so I will read up on that a bit to be able to show the bullets for each item of the cost in a good way, so it makes sense. But more on that later. Okay, see you back there. Okay, back again at the, I believe I said the office, or at my desk, to have the spreadsheet in front of me. But, well, it will be here instead. But I think it will work out fine. Hopefully you can hear me well, even though I'm on the trainer, on the bike. It sounds a little bit, but I have the mic attached here, so, well, we'll see. So I thought I'd go through the cost of the gear, the basic gear that I think of if you want to do an Ironman. Maybe it's your first time you want to do an Ironman. You might not have been into cycling or triathlon before, and you need to gear up. And I have a list here of the basic stuff you need. So I will walk you through. So, to start with, what I think is the most important, the sports watch. I will sum it up as I go, but I have set aside 200 euros for a sports watch. Right now I'm using a Phoenix 8, which is really expensive. It's like, I think it's like 1200, 1300 euro, but you don't need that. If you're interested in like sport watches, the gear, I am. And so I'm willing to spend that much, but you don't need it. But for like 200 euros you will get a good sports watch that you can use with a heart rate strap, and that connects over BLE and Plus to all your accessories. So that's the number one. When it comes to bike, of course there is the bike, the actual bike itself. There is basically no upper limit when it comes to bikes, but you can get away with a rather easy bike. I have added 1500 euros here, and for that you can get a really good used bike, or if you already have like you can get a good used triathlon bike, a couple of years old, or I mean any bike. If you already have, for example, a race bike, you can use that if you're comfortable riding that one. And to make it even more comfortable riding the 180k Ironman distance, you can add some aero bars to your regular racing bike, which will make you, of course, more aero and more comfortable. And the next item is the helmet. I have added 300 euros here, which might sound a lot, but I think you should invest in a good helmet. I mean, that's safety, and just make sure to have a good helmet. I like a helmet with a visor, so I don't need any glasses. If you don't use a visor, or if your helmet doesn't have a visor, you will also need a pair of glasses. Glasses can vary from like a couple of euros up to many hundreds of euros, but I've added 100 euros here, because then you will get a nice pair of glasses. Next item, watt pedals. As a comment, don't bother spending money on the watt pedals the first thing you do. It's really fun if you're like me, you like to measure and well, now know how you're doing. You can easily spend like 1,000 euros on watt pedals, but if it's your first Ironman and you're like gearing up, don't buy watt pedals at this stage. Next important stuff is pump, and then I don't mean the pump you have on the bike. I mean a proper like garage pump. I've added 30 euros. You can get a good pump for 30 euros. Next item, bike computer. Same thing here. You can spend a lot of money on bike computers, fancy bike computers that is almost like cell phones attached to the bike, but with large screen as well. I use this one. It's a small Garmin, I think it's called 130, Garmin Edge 130 Plus. I think it's perfect, and I have it attached here to my aero bars. Works perfect. It cost me about 150 euros, I think, but it's really good. Then, next important thing, toolkit, because Ironman is self-supporting, so you will have to rely on yourself if you get like any flat tire or mechanical problems during the race. So I have a cut-off bottle which I have stuffed with some gears. So for example, to change tires, a good multi-tool, one of these CO2 cartridges with a small pump attached. And I think I added 100 euros for a toolkit, and that's the toolkit you will be using on your bike at your garage or when you're home. I have also invested in like a torque toolkit to know exactly that when I have I'm adding stuff back to my bike, it has the correct torque as well. But for the ride you don't need that. You will not use the torque gear for that. That was the toolkit. Next, shoes. I don't know, I think you can spend many hundreds of shoes. I've been doing triathlon or Ironman training now since 2015, and I have the same shoes I bought 2015. Still, I spent 70 euros on the shoes, bike shoes. I have added 100 euros here because you will replace the clips underneath them every now and then, because they wear and tear as you walk on the shoes on concrete and stuff. Next is like baby pants, so for cycling when doing your training. A good pair of pants, that's perfect. They are quite expensive. I've added 100 euros here, which I think you will have to spend. And then a jersey, top 50. You can spend a lot more, but again, for 50 euros you will get a good jersey. 20 for some socks. And then of course, if it's cold weather, you will need to add more clothes. For example, I have long sleeves I pull on. I would say they would cost about 40 euros as well. Maybe I should add them to the list as well. That's it for the bike, basically. But I'm in Sweden. I don't like cycling out in the winter when it's really, really cold. So I'm inside in the winter. So most of the year, I basically spend my bike time here in the gym. And then you will need some kind of trainer. I have a Kicker Core from 2018, and I think I spent 1,200 euros on that one. But I checked online just before this, and you will get a good Wahoo Kicker for like 500 euros now. And I think you should invest in one of those in one of those trainers where you pull off your back tire and attach it to the, like this. It's a lot quieter and a lot safer on the bike, I think. So definitely worth the money. And if you're like me, I actually enjoy sitting inside in the winter doing training here. Today it's just a warm-up for some strength workout afterwards. But even doing I do a lot of sweet spot training, and I can enjoy watching some Netflix or YouTube or whatever while doing the training. It's great. So don't be afraid of training inside during the winter on the trainer. Sorry, getting a little bit sweaty. That's it for the bike, I think. When it comes to running, it's a lot easier. Basically, you need a pair of shoes. I've added 200 euros here because I think you will need 2 pair of shoes each year. I think the shoes nowadays, they last a lot less than they used to. Usually, I was used to running like 1,000 kilometers before the shoes were out of order, or how should I say, worn out. But now I can usually run like 500 kilometers, and then it's maximum. Then I need a new pair of. And I ran maybe between 120 to 150, 1,200 to 1,500 kilometers per year. So 2 to 3 pairs of shoes per year. Clothes is quite easy. I've added here just 100 because it's the same with other stuff. You can spend as much as you want, but you will get away with 100. You can get a kit for that. Probably you will need some warmer clothes for the winter, but add a couple of euros here and you will get that as well. Next on the list, let me just scroll down here. I'll just have a sip of water. Okay, time for the swimming. One of the parts I love the most. Swimming trunks, 30 euros, really simple. A pair of glasses, 30 euros. I would buy one pair of simple glasses for indoor swimming during the winter and a pair of nicer glasses for the outside swimming in the open water for the summer. And then for the outside swimming you will also need a wetsuit. The wetsuits, they are quite expensive. I'm using one from Blue 70. The model is called Reaction. I think that is about 600 to 700 euros nowadays. I think you can use it for like 2 or 3 years. But I've added 350 euros here. Because if it's your first Ironman, I guess you will get away with something easier, because maybe the wetsuit isn't limiting you in the swimming. That's it. It's quite easy for the swimming. Next one, the actual race. So first off, the registration fee, which is not cheap. I checked for just before this training. Next one is coming up. It's about 650 plus some, I guess it's tax and stuff, but it's easily 700 euros before you check out. And then you will need to be attached to some kind of triathlon club in order to get the triathlon license, which is mandatory for the race, because that's important for the, well, insurances and stuff. But it's like, I think I spent 20 euros for a membership for Tri Club. I don't train with them, but I'm a member there, so I can get my license. And a 1-day license that you can buy at the site. It's also, I think, 20 euros. And then for wearing on the race, you will have your tri-suit, which is like bib, shorts and jersey in all in ones with this padding for the bottom. They can also be quite expensive, but I've added 100 euros here. You will definitely get a good one for 100 euros. So, if I add all this up, it adds up to 4,700 euros, which might sounds really hefty, really expensive for doing one Ironman. But then again, I should mention, I have used my bikes, same bike since I started. I have raced up until today 16 full Ironman and 2 half Ironman. I use it for all my indoor training, all my outdoor training. So I've spent a lot of kilometers on this bike, and it's still really good. I have a Cervelo P3 triathlon bike, and I like it a lot. It's really good. It doesn't have electrical gears and stuff, but it's quite easy. And also, I should mention, I did not add any travel expenses here, like hotel, flight tickets, etc., because that's really individual as well, how much you spend and if you travel with your family or alone. But for a one-time race, if you have to gear up, I think around 5,000 euros for the initial equipment. It's not a bad estimate. But then remember, you can use the same equipment for a lot of years. You don't have to replace gear every year. You don't have to change to the newest bike just because there is a new model, or because the other bikes on the rack costs like 10, 15, 20 times more than your bike. You don't have to care about that. And also, a lot of this gear, you can sell it when you're done. If this wasn't for you, you just want to do one Ironman race, and then that's it, you hop on to something else. The stuff you buy here, it will not lose that much of its value. So you will get a lot of it back. So that's it, I think. I don't think I forgot any big parts, at least. Please add in the comments if there is something I totally missed. Otherwise, good luck racing. See you next time. Bye.